Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lazy Archive. Today, today we will be talking about a very popular web novel termed Korean manwha turned anime of the year 2025. We're talking about Solo Leveling. As a brief overview, in this version of the world, monsters exist, and they emerge from extra-dimensional portals called dungeons. And in order to combat these monster-filled extra-dimensional spaces, humans awaken the ability to obtain supernatural powers. And these people are called hunters. The story of Solo Leveling follows the story of one such hunter, a man named Sun Jin-woo. Unfortunately, this man is known as the weakest hunter of all time, which makes life very difficult to him due to the fact that he has to take care of his sister, who is going through high school and hopefully college, and his ailing, comatose mother. One day, this young man from Korea enters a dungeon, and unfortunately, he encounters a room full of monsters that he and his squad of teammates can't take down. In fact, darn near every single one of them, save for like a handful, not including himself, actually, managed to make it out alive. He straight up dies, and then he is given the ability to, well, after he survives a really intense trial, he gains the ability to level up, essentially. Very video game logic. Basically, kill monsters, use items, level up, become crazy powerful. And the catch is, when you awaken as a hunter in this fictional universe, your power your power level is fixed. Unless very specific circumstances happen to you, you are stuck at the level of power that you are first given when you first awaken as a hunter. That's what makes Sung Jin-woo's situation so unique. He's the only person in the world with the ability to level up and gain strength almost exponentially. And the story, over time, Sung Jin-woo goes from the weakest character on the face of the earth to the most powerful guy to exist ever. And over time, he gains abilities like being able to turn invisible, superhuman speed, strength, durability, and most importantly, his iconic ability to resurrect the spirits of slain enemies as creatures known as shadows, essentially making him a very fancy kind of necromancer. Hello, kitty cat. Come here. Oh, come say hi. Anywho, as the series goes on, he becomes more powerful and fights stronger foes until he eventually becomes the most powerful person in the series. Yeah. And I gotta say, it is an entertaining story, but it's not a well-written story. No offense to the fans who absolutely... Oop. Thought she was hitting my microphone. I'm sorry to say, superfans of Solo Leveling, it's a poorly written series. Once the guy becomes the most powerful guy around, just kicks all the butt, there is no struggle, there is no strife, and the story from there on out gets... Oh, okay, she didn't want to stay. It stops being entertaining. It stops being entertaining and essentially becomes visual eye candy and not much else. I will say, the anime is animated splendidly, like gorgeous stuff, crazy action scenes, and all kinds of bonkers that will just make you go, wow, that is some good action. But aside from that, it doesn't have much else going for it. If you like a fun fantasy series that takes place on Earth, with a lot of action, with a main character that is darn near unstoppable, this series is for you. But if you want proper character depth, interesting side characters, and a cast of and overall a cast of characters that you find very interesting and love coming back to, you're really not going to find that here. Like, for instance, there are like 3 or 4 love interests that are introduced in the series, and once they are used up for like his goal at the time, the main characters just basically forgets all about these people. Even characters that are pointed out to be friends, eventually they fall to the wayside. And the story becomes just, hey, let's watch this super overpowered guy kicked all the overpowered butt. And after that, that's all you get in the series. Apparently, a lot of readers were dissatisfied with the ending due to the fact that it essentially becomes a time loop story, and the world that he existed and fought for, oh, there she goes, ceases to exist at the end of the series, which I can see why that would make people mad. I personally enjoyed the series for what it was. It was just junk food entertainment, something to watch and something big and flashy and tasty for the eyes to binge and enjoy and just turn off your brain and not think. But that's all it is, really. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, I completely understand. If you want to give it a watch, give it a watch. Though I recommend reading the original. In Korea, I believe it's called manwha on Webtoon, and then go and watch the series, because there's a lot of content that is removed for the sake of time. And I think due to the fact that there's still political tensions between the countries of Korea and Japan, elements involving characters from Japan were cut out for the sake of, not ruffling feathers. And to stop myself from rambling, I think that's about all I will be saying about that particular series. And like I said, I think twice before, it's junk food. But junk food is still nice to have sometimes. Go give it a watch if you like crazy, high-octane action with some fantasy elements. And a guy that always wins. Anywho, like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments why you do or do not like the series. Anyway, thank you for taking the time for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I hope you have a good one. Bye now.